Not Phineas and Ferb. More like Phineas and Ferb. Oh my god, this episode from Phineas and Ferb sucks. Here are the reasons why this episode sucks in my opinion. The episode starts when Irving's older brother, Albert, is home for the summer and pesters his younger brother. He mocks Irving's photos of Phineas and Ferb and their inventions, claiming them all to be fake, since he is so good at being a truth detector. Irving decides to prove it to Albert that Phineas and Ferb are geniuses, and they agree to meet at noon in the Flynn Fletcher's backyard. Unfortunately for Irving, Phineas and Ferb have gone to the movies for a space adventure marathon with their dad. So instead, Irving makes a plan to simulate a big idea in the backyard with the help of Ferb and Baljeet, who agree to pretend to be Phineas and Ferb. With the aid of Baljeet's hologram projector, they set up a projection of when Phineas and Ferb made a replica-scale model of the Eiffel Tower in their backyard. Irving is worried that his brother will see right through the hologram, since it is only a visual projection. Irving has Baljeet dress up as Phineas while Ferb pretends to be Ferb. When Albert shows up, he's completely convinced by the hologram and the disguises, which surprises and annoys Irving. Isabella is confused why Baljeet and Ferb are pretending to be Phineas and Ferb when she comes over, but agrees to help after Irving quietly explains. Candace spies on the boys and believes that it is her brothers down there at first, but then notices that it's Ferb and Baljeet in costume. She decides to call not only her mum, but Ferb's, Baljeet's, and Irving's mums as well for a mass busting. Meanwhile, Doofenshmirtz is setting up a model train set. He's disappointed in the shoddy work of the duplications, so he plots to fly all over the world to capture famous landmarks shrunk down to size to put around his model train set. Albert asks Phineas and Ferb to build something for him, and they create a small crude statue out of some trash in the backyard, remarkable for its simplicity, as Albert puts it. However, no matter what happens, Albert is not suspicious of this being a ruse. As Albert and Irving leave, Irving tells his brother that it was all fake, but Albert is confident that it was real, so they go back to see who is right, Irving planning to run through the hologram to prove himself. Isabella, Ferb and Baljeet leave the backyard, taking the hologram projector with them. As they leave the backyard, Perry escapes from the trap and causes the real Eiffel Tower to re-enlarge and drop into the backyard. Irving, unaware of the switch, runs right into the solid tower and is confused as to how this is possible. Albert drags Irving home, satisfied that he was right. All the mothers arrive at the front of the house, where Candace leads them all into the backyard. However, Perry has re-shrunk the Eiffel Tower and Phineas and Ferb have returned home. Candace shows all the mothers the empty backyard, first claiming the tower got turned invisible, then pulling on the boys' faces to try and show that they're masks. Baljeet's mother asks if this is normal, and Linda invites them all in for tea. As for Perry, after he is shrunk by his own inventor, Doofenshmirtz rides in Perry's hat while finally finding out a name for the Roman Colosseum which he was having trouble thinking of earlier, the Roman Small Lyceum. Perry then punches his hat with Doofenshmirtz in it, who curses him. And that's how the episode goes. I don't know who likes this episode. So I'm just going to leave it be. Who hates this episode? Brandon Villa. After all, he was the one who requested me this rant. So screw not Phineas and Ferb. And screw Agent Doof. Phineas and Ferb the movie, Candace Against the Universe is 2,456,765 times better than not Phineas and Ferb. End of rant.